When I think about pairing, I like to have fun, and the music thing, you might have a totally different approach to it, and you might look for totally different sounds, and that's your thing, and it's the same thing with pairing. What I've picked to pair, you might be looking for certain things, but generally here's what I do. I'm matching the structure of the dish to the structure of the beverage, whatever it is. Light with light, full with full. I'm also thinking about the flavors in the beverage, whatever they are. So if I'm tasting citrus and honey and grass and berries, I think to myself, well, would I want to just bring that as a second sauce to the dish? And the third one is regionality. If a dish is coming from a certain area or accenting a certain area, chances are the beverage, the beer, the wine, the liquor, whatever is made in that area goes with it. And the idea is what grows together goes together is the saying that I've heard. What we need to do, I believe, as people who are fanatics about food and beverage, is to take it a little less seriously and put our passion and put our fun behind it. And you'll get the same results, except you'll enjoy the process more. And so what I try and do is always keep just a little bit of distance from the subject so that I can see it with new eyes always, and I'm not totally just taking a professional approach. I'm always being just a little bit cavalier, whether it's with wine pairings or whether it's with beer pairings or cocktail pairings, always trying to play and bring an element of play and fun into whatever I do. And so with wine, it's thinking about wine as just breaking it down as flavors and thinking of it as food. And that simplifies it because we all understand flavors. I think we all have different definitions of what sweet and what dry and what earthy and what fruity are, but I say blackberry and we kind of have a similar idea of what we're talking about. So thinking about wine as flavors and then asking yourself would I enjoy or not enjoy it, then you might find yourself drinking a Limburger from Austria, something that might seem totally foreign if you go take a regional approach, but if you take a flavor approach, it might sound totally appealing. And I would say it's the same thing with spirits and the same thing with gin and whiskey as we're undergoing a renaissance in the craft distillery movement. There are so many different types of these spirits being produced that it's not just one anymore. And that goes back to where you live and searching out the small producers around you and celebrating, okay, the whiskey that's coming from, let's say North Dakota. It doesn't taste like bourbon, but one isn't better than the other. And that is a much more interesting question to ask. Pairing, let's say, the North Dakota bourbon, North Dakota whiskey to Kentucky bourbon. Asking instead, well, do I like one better or the other? You might, but a more interesting question is, how are they different? And that leads to an exploration, and that gets you more in touch with where you come from and your identity of your region, your strengths and your weaknesses that shape you and your community.